Salute, salute, salute. All glory to the Most High. All glory to the Most High. You guys see the thumbnail, right? Guys see the thumbnail. Guys see the title. Now let me break down why I say we've been played again. You see, whether you vote red or whether you vote blue, still one bird. Donald Trump left with gas prices low. This is a every time, every 4-year event that most people don't notice. The incoming president, his first year and a half, gas prices always go up. And when that happens, inflation goes up. And inflation never comes back down. And election year, gas prices come back down. But inflation never comes back down with it. Peep out the play. We are in multiple walls. The Feds then raised up the interest rates. And gas prices are coming back down. Now, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to be short, fast. I'm going to break it down. When the Feds raise interest rates, it's not like the economy is going to slow down. What's going to happen is this. Who have debt? Working class citizens. Who have credit card debt? Working class citizens. Who have trying to see what else this is. I had it all wrote down before I got on here. Anyhow, when they raise interest rates, what transpires that your credit card debt and whatever else you have that have an APR, it goes up. Meaning, you're going to pay more for debt that you already accumulated, right? So say if you had borrowed, let's say $1, and the Feds come through and they raise rates and you was paying a quarter. Well, now you're paying 40 cents on the same debt. So basically, it's making the companies and the banks more richer because you're coming out of money, you're paying higher payments for no reason. Break it down to you. I'm gonna break it down. What I want everybody to understand is it's taxation, and it make the bankers, which goes all the way back to whoever owned the banking system, richer, right? So hit me out. If you're coming in, hit the like button. Check this out. I'm gonna break it down. I want to break it down because I'm not gonna talk about these things no more on this channel. I'm gonna talk about it on 504 Cut Politics because this is my larger channel, and if you've been rocking with me, you know I have had multiple things and situations go on with the platform because I speak about these things. So this is my last time breaking this down, but it just hit me today to do it. When the Feds raise interest rates, right? If you have a credit card, your interest rate is going to go up. Your interest rate won't go up on the vehicle that you already own. Your interest rate won't go up on the mortgage that you already own. Your interest rate go up only on new purchasing items, and you're agreeing to lock in those interest rates, or it's going up on existing debt that you already had for us, the credit card game. Okay, so if you have debt on your credit card, they already said this. They said 2-3 years ago. Okay, we got inflation. That's what they quote unquote say. 2 or 3 years ago, we all know inflation is driven by gas prices. If gas prices go up, everything goes up because you got to transport the goods from where the goods need to be transported. Okay, now it don't go up because your job give you more money. That's not true. That's a non-true statement. You have more power to spend, right? Which make the economy actually grow. It don't make inflation go up. It's two different differentials. When there's money circulating, there's more people getting hired, more jobs are being created and things of that nature. Inflation go up when it's less people, it's less items to buy, but more people to buy it. Meaning businesses, they raise prices up every time a certain party get in the house and they raise up minimum wage. You see, this is what they don't tell you. Salute to all my workers who work at fast food places, anywhere that's getting minimum wage. Salute to them, because without them, things would be a little bit difficult. Now, since I made that statement, let me get to the good part. If they raise minimum wage up, right, what transpires is the business going to raise their prices up. The price is only going to get passed on to the consumer. And that's when the feds come kick in. And since the business raised their rates up and the price has been given to the consumer have more money, the worker have more money to spend, but all that prices go up because it's passed to the consumers. Meaning every time minimum wage go up, inflation going to kick in, because the business they're gonna raise their prices up. That's just the way it works. Businesses don't really never take, big businesses, Fortune 500 companies don't take losses, because if they did, they would need bailouts, and bailouts won't transpire. So Fortune 500 companies don't take losses. Whenever they raise minimum wage up, or whenever they raise, they have to pay their employees more, they're gonna raise their prices up for their goods, right? So really, you're not really getting, the only thing that's happening is you're slicing the middle class. And I say that because this right here. If you're on minimum wage, then you are in the lower income community, which meaning that you're still eligible for government assistance, food stamps, Medicaid, and living, Section 8, things of that nature. And most people taking advantage of that too. But so by the time you get all those different incomes coming in, you're really not in lower income class. Who is affecting is the individual that make $5 or $6 over minimum wage, because their job is not increasing their pay, and they're suffering from paying the increase of cost that's being passed to consumers because the minimum wage went up. Now, that's one bird, two wings. They play the same game. Now, gas prices skyrocket. Every time they say Saudi Arabia or one of these countries that produce oil, they say they're going to cut back, gas prices increase. Now, 6 months ago, Saudi Arabia said that they was cutting back on oil production, right? How is our gas prices are coming down and they cut back on oil production? You got to make this make sense. You got to make this make sense. So you're telling me that oil, when gas prices high peak, they were supplying more oil than they are now, and we got cheaper gas prices now? Come on now, you got to make it make sense, guys. You got to make this make sense. So every time an election year comes, this is why it says two birds, one wing, and I always say that they work together. Two birds, one wing, and they work together. Only people getting played is us. The people in the middle, the civilians, the citizens, that's the only people getting played, because it's a money-making scheme and game that's being driven across the world. And only those who own Fortune 500 companies and the banking system, and who are hired to be the leader of their country, the presidents who are hired, who are on payroll to be the leader of their countries, are making money. You see, the thumbnail, it speaks of a high volume, because I'm trying to figure it out. Well, I got to figure it out. How does gas prices come down when they cut oil production? How is gas prices high when they are making more barrels of oil? That don't make sense. In the comment section, I'm gonna come through. I want you to drop a comment down for me, because you guys know the people be in my videos, and I don't know who is who. So just drop a thumbs up if you salute, and if you don't, I respect it. But Explain to me, how does gas prices come down when they cut the barrels? They cut producing oil. They cut it. So how does gas prices come down? And how does gas prices go up? Literally, when they're producing more oil. Sound like to me somebody playing. Somebody is literally playing with people. Because guess what? Every time gas prices go up, at the end of the day, inflation is triggered because the drivers got to charge more for fuel. The drivers gonna charge more for they got to charge more because the fuel costs more. The goods got to go up because the drivers charging more. Everybody feel that pinch when they play with these gas prices. At the end of the day, gas prices is the biggest monopoly that there is out there. Oil and the banking system is the two biggest monopolies that's out there because the Fed's raising interest rates on already existing debt, meaning that just because they could give a press conference and say they're gonna raise rates to bring down inflation, at the end of the day, you got to pay more money on a debt that you already have. It's not that the interest rates are affecting you, because if you got 4 credit cards, 3 credit cards, all your payments are gonna go up every time they announce that they're raising rates. And now you are out of less money, but guess who's getting more money? The bank. The bank is getting more money just because the Fed say they're raising more interest. They're raising interest rates. This is why the banking system love when the Feds raise rates. See, they play this reverse psychology. Well, they say this: if we raise interest rates, then people gonna stop getting loans. People gonna stop buying houses. People gonna stop doing all these different things for us purchasing. Okay, but on a flip note, it might slow down people buying cars. It might slow down people buying this and that. But guess what? At the end of the day, the banking system's still making money because every time they raise the rate up, the bank get paid more. At the end of the day, the banking system get paid more. And who does the banking system borrow money from and get money from? The Feds. So when they raise interest rates up, the bank collect more money off you, which then turn back around and pay the loans back that they get from the Feds. So this all a big game. It's a big shebang, a big game. Salute. Much respect to everybody who rock with the channel. I appreciate you. Show me some support by going over to 504 Political and Entertainment and subscribe to that channel. I got 3 channels and ain't none of them monetized. So I'm trying to get that channel monetized because this channel not monetized. The other channel not monetized. And that's salute. Still borrow money when people can. Exactly. Look, like I just broke it down, Chill. I just broke it down. The bank make money every time the Feds raise interest rates. It's millions and millions of people with credit cards. It's millions of people walking around with Visas, Masters, American Express, Discovery. It's millions of people walking around with credit cards. So credit cards are APRs. All the Feds got to do is come out and say they're raising interest rates, and guess what's going to happen? Your payment going to go up. People might not go get a loan for a house or a loan for a car, but the bank is sitting there making money off them saying that the bank is making money. That's why they say your credit card gonna fluctuate, because they know that it's forecast that the economy gonna go up and down, and they know whenever the Fed step in and intervene, that's free money for them out of your pocket. So at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest Ponzi schemes ever, literally. Now I can see if they say they're gonna raise interest rates and they put a restriction on your credit card company and say your credit card company can't raise your payments. But at the end of the day, they're not going to do that because why? The Feds is a banking system. It's the banking system of America. Literally. Bank America is the face of America. But the Feds is the banking system of America. This is why all banks get bailout money literally from the Feds. This is why the government got to ask the Feds, do they have the money to literally lend so the Feds can approve it? So, and you guys know who literally own the Feds, right? You guys know who own the Feds. It's individuals that fund both sides of the wall. This is why when they go to war, they got to get approval because it's families that fund both sides, meaning that they're going to make money regardless. This is why I say, listen, this stuff go deep. It go real deep. And when you open your eyes up to it and pay attention to it, and I'm gonna ask this question again since I see that the people come in and then they just drop out. I'm gonna ask this question again. How is it that gas prices in your area is coming down when Saudi Arabia stopped and they reduced how many barrels of oil they're gonna produce? And when it was producing more, gas prices went up. So keep on believing that this ain't a big old game. You're gonna see. We already, literally, every president that come in office is working for the corporation, and they got a role to play. This is the nature of the beast. They got a role to play. Every president come in within their first year and a half, gas prices go skyrocket. The last year, the year of election, gas prices come back down. Why? So they could say how good they did, how good the economy was. They left it but not in the middle of those terms. They destroying your pocket. They destroying your pocket. It's better to be in a lower class, because if you're in a lower class, you don't have no stress. You don't have no worry, because you go get government assistance. You can get food stamps. They're gonna take care of your food. You go get rental assistance. They're gonna take care of your rent, and you get Medicaid for free. You don't have and you just live. If you're in the middle class, it's stressful, because if you lose your job, how you gonna pay your bills? They're gonna put you through the red tape on government assistance if you lose your job. So you might lose your home, you might lose your vehicle, and you just gonna be in a stressed out situation, stressed out place. And this is coming from somebody who grew up in New Orleans Project, a government assistance baby. I was raised up on government assistance, and my mother didn't have a worry in the world, because she understood that we ain't had no money. So at the end of the day, the government was literally helping her pay for our project. But we was a project of the government, because we was in the projects. But we had free lights, we had a roof over our head, and we had food stamps. So we had food every month. But when you're working and you're in middle class, you don't get those kind of benefits. You don't have those kind of free of stress. You're not gonna be free of stress, because if you don't make ends meet, you don't make the money to pay those bills, then you literally can be on the street. You can be on the street. So every time they raise up these interest rates, it's affecting those who literally have credit card debt. It's not affecting the banks. It's not affecting the call outs. It's not affecting, and I'm gonna tell you how it's not affecting the call outs. It's the reason why call outs have to sell a certain amount of cars to meet their quota, because those cars on the dealerships are actually loaners from the manufacturer. You see, no dealership really owning those vehicles. Used car lots, yes. But the big car lots, they don't own no vehicles. Those vehicles are shipped down from the manufacturer. This is why they allow you, this is why they get rebates from the manufacturer and all these different things, because they don't own those vehicles. The manufacturer still own those vehicles. Literally. This is why they say contact GM if you have an issue, or contact this or contact that. Now you got a handful of car dealerships that are franchised, right? They got the franchise, but they learn how to play the game. The vehicles are actually owned a lot as loaners from the manufacturer, and they make a profit off the vehicle as they sell it. This is how that works. So they're not really losing out on the money. They making money literally when they sell a vehicle. That's why if they don't sell vehicles, they don't make money. Because if they own the vehicle, like that's what this is how come, like when they have stones and all this kind of stuff, they could sell them vehicles hell damage prices and this and that and this and that. If they own those vehicles, you think they'll be selling those vehicles like that? Hell no, because they won't be making no money. They'll be taking losses. And so at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that the whole thing is a game from both sides. The red, the blue, whether you overseas, it don't matter. Every country have a leader, which is called a president or prime minister, which is hired. If they get a paycheck, that means it's a job. They are hired to run the country, and they're running the country for that paycheck, and they got somebody to answer to too. Hope I left that one with a bang. Go over to, I'm gonna pin it in the first comment. The other channel that I'm speaking of, I'm trying to monetize that channel. Salute.